Hello students, today I am going to explain the other half of the lesson, a tiger in school. Already we have started this chapter in the last class. Let us start, children. I rose. My master became alert. What do you want to do now? You want to go away, I suppose. I understand, but there is no going back to your old life, even if I open the door and let you out. Who is saying this? This is said by master. But I rose, my master became alert. That is said by tiger. You can't go far. You will hurt others or you will surely be hurt. A change is coming. You will have to start a new life, a different one. Now lie down in peace. I will take you out. Let us go out together. It will be safer. But first, I must get the headmaster down from his perch. He has been there too long. Now move away to the corner over there and lie still while I help him. So master is telling the tiger to lie down. Still, he will take the master down. I understood and slowly moved to the side he indicated. Whatever its disadvantage, circus life had accustomed me to understand commands. I moved to the other wall and crouched there humbly. I wanted to show that I had no aggressive intentions. Now my master ordered, turn your face to the wall and do not stir. These orders are given by the master to the tiger. If the headmaster thinks you are lifeless, so much the better. The situation is delicate and you must do nothing to worsen. God knows how long he has been cooped up there. He called out to him, but there was no answer. Then he went up to the door, opened it slightly, and announced, I want a ladder and a person to climb to the loft. Wake up the headmaster and help him to come down. So, hermit, that saint, he is calling the people outside and he is asking them to bring the ladder. Is there anyone among you willing to fetch the ladder and go up? A subdued discussion arose. Subdued, already we have seen this meaning, children. Subdued discussion means an unhappy discussion. And a couple of men came forward to ask, what about the tiger? Where is he? And the people, they were standing outside. Among them, a couple of men, they asked, what about the tiger? Now children, we will see about this paragraph. The tiger had been trained in the circus to follow commands. Hence, when the master gave him the instructions, he followed them out. The sentence, whatever its disadvantage, circus life had accustomed me to understand commands. This sentence indicates this. He had been taught to obey his master. The tiger also says, I understood, which might mean that he understood what he ought to do, what he has to do, or that he realized that he could not have his way here. So it was not really that he had begun to understand the master's philosophy and accepted the fact that the only way to survive was to do what the master asked him to do. Now next paragraph. You have all improved to the extent of not referring to him as brute. Brute meaning is a large, strong animal or beast. But I am sorry to note that you still have no confidence in him or me. Let us assure you that this tiger will harm no one. This is said by the master, tiger's master, the hermit, to the people who all were standing outside. This had no effect on anyone. There was no response. He said, all right, I will manage. Then there was no response to get the ladder. So then he said, the hermit said, okay, I will manage. He shut the door again, pulled the table into position and put a chair on it. Then another chair and a stool, and went up step by step and reached the loft, saying to himself, how the headmaster reached here will remain a mystery. He grasped the edge of the loft and heaved himself up. Presently I heard him waking the headmaster and coaxing him to climb down. I could not see him coming down as I had to lie facing to the wall. I could not hear movements and words. Now, this is said by tiger children. Tiger is saying because the master had ordered him to face towards the wall and lie down. My master exerted all his power to persuade him to come down. I sensed what was happening and, though curious to watch, did not turn around as I did not want to disobey my master. The first thing the headmaster did on coming down was to cry, "Oh, it is still here." When the headmaster looked at the tiger, what words is it? He said, "Oh, it's still here." And I heard something scurrying of feet. And my master saying, "Don't look at him, but step down. He will not attack." The headmaster groaned and whimpered and was possibly trying to go back to a loft, at which my master must have toppled the pile of chairs and pulled him down. I heard a thud and guessed that the poor man had landed on firm ground. I could hear him moaning, "It is still there, how can I? It is still, the tiger is there, how can I come down?" My master kept advising him, "What if it is still there? Don't look in its direction. Turn away your head. Come with me." The headmaster kept protesting, looking a sorry spectacle. Sorry spectacle. Spectacle means what? An unusual and surprising sight or situation that attracts a lot of attention. And still in the coat and turban which he had worn in the morning, my master propelled him to the door and pushed him out, saying to those outside, propelled, one more new word, children. Propelled means what? Forced somebody to move in a particular direction. Then tiger's master propelled headmaster, he forced him to move into the particular direction. Which direction? To the door. Propelled him to the door and pushed him out, saying to those outside, "Here he is, take care of him, not a scratch, only shock." And shut the door again as a medley of comments, questions and exclamations poured into the room. Medley, M-E-D-L-E-Y. Medley means what, children? A mix of things of different kinds. So, master could hear, the tiger's master, that hermit could hear something combination of different comments, questions, exclamations coming from the people, those who all were standing outside. Now I will tell you about this paragraph. The master told the people that the tiger was a changed being and would not hurt anyone. Moreover, he was afraid of humans as they were afraid of him. He wanted the people not to behave in a manner that may excite the tiger and thus make him attack them. He requested them to treat him as a harmless cat or any other person like them. Then the headmaster, who was the senior most teacher in the school and held sway over the school, was reduced to a groaning and whimpering mass in the presence of the tiger. He had jumped onto the loft when the tiger entered and had to be pulled down by the tiger's master to make him leave his safe perch. He was in his turban and dress, which was a symbol of authority in the school, but in contrast, his behavior was that of utter helplessness. What made it worse was that he was humiliated as it was witnessed by a large crowd. Now he addressed me, "Now turn around, get up and do whatever you like." I stretched myself. Now who addressed here? Children, are you listening? Who addressed? Master of the tiger. He addressed to the tiger, and what he said? "Now turn around." He told tiger to turn around. Get up and do whatever you like. I stretched myself, yawned and rose to my feet. Now this is said by tiger. He stretched himself, yawned, and rose to his feet. Rose, past tense is of rise. Rise, rose. Rose means here we can take the meaning as got up. Rose to my feet. That was all I could do. I felt grateful, but I could not make out his form clearly. There was a haze in which he seemed to exist, a haze that persisted all through our association. At no time could I be certain of his outline or features, except what I could gather from his talk. He said, "Let us go out now. You must realize that human beings, for all their bluster, are timid creatures." Bluster, one more new word, children. Bluster means what? Talk in an aggressive or threatening way. So, master is saying to the tiger that tiger must realize that human beings, for all their bluster, are timid creatures and are likely to get into a panic when they see you. But don't look at them. This is one of the rules of yoga, to steady one's mind, to look down one's nose and at nothing beyond. That's one way not to be distracted and to maintain one's peace of mind. I would ask you to keep your head bowed and cast your eyes down and make no sort of a sound. Whatever may be the reaction of the people, we pass. We are bound to meet crowds during our passage through the town. People are likely to get excited at the sight of us, but you must notice nothing. So the master is saying to the tiger, "Come, let us go now, but walk with me and don't look at the people." And master has given some philosophical speech, and what he is saying to do the yoga rules. This is one of the rules of yoga, to steady one's mind, concentrate and come along with me. This was a necessary instruction, since our emergence from the room created a sensation and stampede. Stampede means what? A situation in which a group of people suddenly start running in the same direction, especially because they are frightened or excited. In spite of warning cry my master had given, "Now I am coming out with a tiger. Those who are afraid, keep away." The master of the tiger already he told the people that now he is coming with the tiger. So those who are afraid of tiger, keep away. But I assure you again that Raja will not attack anyone. Here Raja refers to the tiger, children. He will walk past you and you will be quite safe, as if a cat has passed by. When he opened the door, he said, "Keep close to me." Who said? Master of the tiger. He said, tiger, to walk with him closer. Keep close to me. As he stepped out of the room, I was at his heels, saw no one, but only heard suppressed, excited comments and whispers from different corners. The people, those who all were watching master and the tiger, how they are walking, steady way. So people were whispering there. The veranda was empty, not a soul inside, with the exception of Alphonse. You can see, children, in the picture. Alphonse, the watchman, is sitting over there. Exception of Alphonse lying on the top step. Without a word, my master walked on briskly. We had to brush past Alphonse. The breeze of our movement seemed to have blown on his face, and he immediately sat up, rubbed his eyes to see clearly, blinked, shook his head, and muttered, whispered, spoke in low voice, "Crazy dream," and laid himself down and apparently went back to sleep. But he sat up again to watch us go, because Alphonse the watchman was really shocked how the master was walking without any fear with the tiger. We had gone past him a little way when he cried, Hey, you bearded one, you again? Won't leave me alone even in a dream. Ah, what is this? Tiger, answered my masters. Is it the same one or another one? Asked Alphonse. Same and another, answered my master cryptically. Cryptically means with a meaning that is hidden or mysterious and difficult to understand. How the master answered their children? Same and another. When the watchman asked, when that Alphonse asked, what is this? Is that the same tiger or another one? Then he said, what the master answered, what the hermit answered, same and another, both. We'll see the meaning of this. How? Oh, yes, of course, he muttered, puzzled. You may touch the tiger if you like. No, no, go away. He waved us off angrily and resumed his sleep. Now I will tell about this paragraph, children. There were people falling over each other to hear what was going on inside the room from their safe position. As the door was locked from the inside, the moment the tiger and his master emerged from the room, they ran to the nearest safe place. Now they peeped from the safe hideouts and talked in whispers for fear of exciting and angering the tiger. Despite the master's assurances, they still considered the tiger a threat but were willing to let the master face the threat single-handedly. It is a comment on the humans' concern for personal safety and selfishness. Nothing matters more than that to them. In short, humans are rather cowardly, coward. We say no, coward. The one who fears, the one who is having fear, coward. The master meant that though outwardly it was the same tiger, now last sentence, as I have told you, I will explain about the sentence, same and another. Who said this? Master to the Alphonse. That same tiger and another, he said. The master meant that though outwardly it was the same tiger, it had undergone a change in its nature and behavior, because the master had given some philosophical speech and he had changed the mind of the tiger. Hence, it was the same tiger with different characteristics. This tiger seemed to follow the master meekly like a cat and did not exhibit any of his earlier aggressiveness. So, here we end our chapter. In this chapter, what is the theme given there? What we can learn from this chapter is that violence is never a solution to any problem, and continuous violence is bound to have an adverse effect. The effect of violence on mental health is immense, leading to a quick downfall. So, here one good sentence is given by Betty Williams. I always say that non-violence is not the weapon of the weak, it is the weapon of the strong. Non-violence is the weapon of the strong. So, children, I hope you understood the lesson. Now, I want you all to complete the worksheet. Write the answers and whatever worksheets will be given. Do that worksheet and file it and keep right neatly. Good.